Welcome to Sinister Stories, where the shadows move, the rules matter, and what you don't see is sometimes the scariest part. If you love a good scare, stick around, because once you hear these stories, you'll never sleep the same way again. Subscribe, if you dare. I wasn't even watching TV when it happened. I was on my phone, scrolling through dumb memes, half listening to some Cops rerun in the background. You know, the kind where some shirtless guy in Florida gets tackled into a bush for trying to fight a Wendy's employee. Then, the alert sound blasted through my living room speakers. You know the one. That high-pitched, "Hey!" that makes your soul leave your body for a second. I didn't think anything of it. Just another monthly test, right? But when I glanced up at the screen, I saw something weird. Normally, emergency alerts have that bland-ass blue background with scrolling white text. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Standard government bullshit, not this time. The screen was black, and the text was red. National Emergency Alert. This is not a test. I squinted. The hell? Then the robotic voice came through. Citizens of the United States, remain indoors. Lock all doors and windows immediately. Do not respond to any voices outside your home, even if you recognize them. Excuse me? I sat up, grabbing the remote. Do not attempt to travel. Do not attempt to communicate with anyone outside your residence. Await further instruction. This is not a test. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because my brain refused to process it. Had to be some prank, right? Maybe a hacked TV station? Then my phone vibrated. Emergency alert. Presidential notification. This is not a test. Remain indoors. Await further instruction. I went cold. I switched channels. Every station was black with red text. News stations, sports channels, even fucking Nickelodeon. Same message. Same warning. I checked my group chat. My buddy Mark had already texted. Mark. Yo, what the fuck is this? Me. Dude, I don't know, but it's on every channel. Mark. Bro, check Twitter. So I did. And that's when the fear really hit. Every trending topic was the same. Emergency alert. Not a test. What the fuck is happening? People posting videos of the same message on their TVs. Others were outside, recording their neighborhoods, confused. Then I saw a video from a guy in Ohio. He was filming out his window, talking nervously. So, this emergency alert just went out nationwide. I don't know what's happening, but my power's still on. My internet's working. A knock interrupted him. His head snapped toward his front door. Another knock. Harder. He turned the camera toward the door. Who is it? No answer. Then the voice came. Faint. Distorted. It's me. Let me in. The guy whispered. Who is this? No answer. Then, it's me. Open the door. But the voice was wrong, like it was trying to sound human but didn't quite know how. The video cut off. I stared at my phone, heart hammering. Mark. Dude, did you see that? Me. What the fuck? Mark. Bro, I'm coming over. Before I could respond, my power cut out. My living room went dark. The TV clicked off. Outside, I heard the first knock. And then, the voice. It's me. Open the door. I froze. The knock came again. Harder this time. Not a normal knock either. It was too rhythmic, like someone tapping their fingers against the door in perfect sequence. Then the voice. Hey. It's me. Open up, man. I felt my stomach drop. It sounded like Mark. I still had my phone in my hand. I checked the messages. His last text. Bro, I'm coming over. Sent 4 minutes ago. That didn't make sense. He lives 20 minutes away. I typed. Me. Dude, where are you? No response. Hey man, I know you're in there, just open up real quick. My hands were shaking. It sounded exactly like him. Same tone, same lazy drawl he gets when he's stoned. But something about it was off. Like it was too clean. Too perfect. I checked my peephole. Nobody was there. I took a slow step back, heart slamming against my ribs. Then my phone lit up. Mark calling. I nearly dropped it. Answered on the first ring. "Dude?" I whispered. Mark's voice came through panting, terrified. "Bro, don't open your door!" A wave of cold sweat washed over me. "What? Where are you?" "I just pulled up to your street, but... Dude, what the fuck is that thing?" I stopped breathing. Outside, the knocking stopped. Slowly, I turned toward my living room window. My blinds were shut, but I could see movement. A shadow shifting against the glow of the streetlights. I whispered into the phone. "You see something?" Mark's breathing was ragged. "Dude, I thought it was you at first, but it's just, standing there, in your driveway." My knees nearly gave out. I reached out and locked the deadbolt. I forced myself to speak. What does it look like?" Mark didn't answer right away, but when he did, his voice shook. "It looks like you." My whole body went numb. I felt like I was going to throw up. I pressed the phone harder to my ear. "Get in here, dude. Now." I heard his engine rev in the background. "Nah, man, I'm leaving." "Wait, don't..." Click. The call cut out. A second later, my phone buzzed again. New text from Mark. "Dude, I'm sorry. Get away from the window." I didn't even think. I dropped to the floor, crawling away from the blinds. And then, a tap. Not on my door this time. On the window. I bit my lip, forcing myself not to make a sound. My heart was slamming against my chest so hard I thought it might burst. Then the voice. My voice. "Hey man, why are you hiding? It's just me." I clenched my fists. That wasn't me. That wasn't my voice. It was something else. Something outside my house. And it wanted me to let it in. I stayed on the floor, breathing through my nose, trying not to make a sound. My own voice was outside my window, coaxing me, mocking me. "Come on, man. I can see you in there." No, it couldn't. The blinds were closed. Right? I clenched my jaw, fighting the urge to look. Some primal part of my brain screamed at me. "Don't." Then, the voice changed. No longer my own. "Please, help me." It was soft now, weak. A woman's voice. "They won't let me in. Please, it's so cold." I squeezed my eyes shut, digging my fingers into the carpet. No, not falling for that. Then, another knock at the door. But it wasn't normal. It was all over the place. Rapid, erratic, like a child slapping their hands against the wood. Then more knocking. From the back door, then the side door, then the garage. My blood ran ice cold. There was more than one. My phone vibrated against the floor. I grabbed it. Another text from Mark. "Do not look at it. No matter what you hear, do not answer the door." My breathing was shaky as I typed back. "Me. What is it?" "Nothing." Another text. "Mark. If you hear your own voice, you need to leave." I felt all the air leave my lungs. I heard my voice again. "Hey, man. Open up. It's okay now." No. The doorknob rattled, hard, like someone was testing it. Then, silence. For a long, long time. I sat there, pressing myself against the wall, clutching my phone like it was a lifeline. My ears were ringing from the sheer nothingness outside. Then a sound I did not expect. A car door slamming, then footsteps. They were slow, deliberate, walking right up to my front porch. I could barely breathe. I waited, heart pounding, listening, until... Ding-dong. My fucking doorbell. I almost laughed. I was so wound up, so on edge that the normalcy of it was ridiculous. Then I heard a man clear his throat, and a voice I recognized. Hey, this is Officer Reynolds with the County Sheriff's Department. We got a call about some kind of disturbance out here." My stomach dropped. A cop? What the fuck? I hesitated. Did I open the door? My phone vibrated. A call. Mark. I picked up immediately. Dude? His voice came through, frantic. Do not open the door. But it's a cop. It's not a cop. A lump formed in my throat. But I hear him, dude. Mark cut me off, whispering, They can sound like anyone. My breath hitched. Outside, the voice spoke again. Sir, we just need to ask you a few questions. Then, the doorknob turned. They were trying to come inside. I didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't even blink. I just listened. The doorknob rattled once, then twice. Then the cop spoke again. Sir, we need to verify your safety. Please open the door. The voice was so normal, so human, but Mark's words were pounding in my head. They can sound like anyone. I swallowed hard. My fingers were trembling as I typed. Mark, how do I know you're real? The typing bubble appeared, then vanished. Then another message came through. When we were 12, we broke your mom's vase, playing football inside, and blamed it on the dog. She still thinks it was him. I almost laughed. It was him. Then another message. Now listen, it's not a cop. Look at the peephole. Watch his chest. I hesitated. I didn't want to look, didn't want to see, but something in me had to know. Slowly, carefully, I rose to my feet. My legs felt like jelly, like I was moving through thick water. I put my eye to the peephole. The cop was standing on my porch, tall, broad-shouldered, stern expression, perfectly normal. Except, he wasn't breathing. His chest wasn't moving, not even a little. My stomach turned. Then, like he knew I was watching, his head snapped toward the peephole. His mouth stretched into a grin, way too wide. I stumbled backwards so hard I hit the wall. My whole body was shaking. Then, footsteps. Not walking away, going around, to my back door. I bolted through the house, grabbing the lock just as it jiggled. A single knock. Then, my voice. Come on, man. It's safe now. I clapped a hand over my mouth, squeezing my eyes shut. Then, my phone buzzed again. Mark. Dude, you need to leave. Now. My heart nearly stopped. I typed back. Me. I can't. It's at every door. Mark's response came instantly. Then don't use a door. My breath caught. Then I understood. The window. I ran to my bedroom, yanking up the blinds. Thank God. It was on the second floor. I grabbed my desk chair and smashed the glass. The second it shattered, the knocking on every door stopped. The air outside felt wrong, like the world was holding its breath. Then, the voice. Right behind me. Where are you going? I didn't think. I jumped. I hit the ground hard, rolling onto the grass, pain shooting up my side. I didn't care. I was outside. I scrambled to my feet, head whipping around. My street looked normal. Houses, streetlights, empty sidewalks. But something felt wrong. Too still, too quiet. No wind, no bugs, no distant hum of cars on the highway. The world wasn't breathing. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I yanked it out. Run! I didn't ask questions. I ran. Down the street, past empty houses, past flickering streetlights. A block away I saw it. Mark's car pulled onto the curb, headlights on. He was waving from the driver's seat. I sprinted toward him, lungs burning. My ears rang in the silence. Then, movement, behind me. I didn't look, didn't dare look, just kept running. The air felt thick, like something was pressing down on me. I reached the car and yanked the door open. Mark grabbed my arm, eyes wild. Go! 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 I barely had time to slam the door before he peeled out, tires screeching. As we sped down the street, I finally turned to look back, and I saw them. Figures. Standing perfectly still on the sidewalk. At least a dozen of them. All watching us. My stomach turned. They weren't people, they were too tall, too thin. And their faces. Mark turned the wheel hard. Don't look at them. I tore my gaze away. My hands were shaking. Dude, what the fuck is happening? Mark was gripping the wheel so tight his knuckles were white. I don't know. A beat of silence. Then, he swallowed hard. But I think the world just ended. I stared at him. My heart pounded. Then from the radio, a voice, static at first, then a whisper. This is not a test. The car engine cut out. The headlights flickered off, and the world went black. The car died mid-drive. No engine, no headlights, not even the dashboard lights, just darkness. We were coasting now, the tires whispering against the pavement. The radio crackled again. The same voice. This is not a test. Mark's hands clenched the wheel. Fuck. Fuck. Dude! The car shuddered, slowed, then stopped. We sat there, breathing, listening. Outside, the world was dead silent. I turned to Mark, barely able to see him in the darkness. Dude, try the engine. He swallowed hard and twisted the key. Nothing, not even a click. Then from the radio. Do not exit your vehicle. My stomach dropped. Mark and I locked eyes. His face was pale, his breath coming fast. We didn't move, didn't breathe. Then, a noise outside. Footsteps. Slow, heavy, moving toward us. I clenched my fists. Dude, Mark shook his head. Don't move. The footsteps stopped, right next to my door. I squeezed my eyes shut. Then, a tap, on the window. Slow, deliberate, like a finger dragging along the glass. Then, the voice. Let me in. But it wasn't from the radio. It was outside. My chest felt like it was being crushed. I forced myself to look, just a quick glance, and I saw it. Not a person, not even close. Just a tall black silhouette with a face that was wrong. Too smooth, too empty. And then, it smiled. A deep, wide, inhuman grin. Mark saw it too. Nope, he shouted, slamming the gas pedal. The car didn't move. The thing outside pressed its face to the glass. The smile stretched too wide. Then, the radio changed. The voice was different now, softer, and it said something new. Signal acquired. The radio screeched. Mark and I screamed as the world exploded into static. The static swallowed everything. It wasn't just in the radio, it was in my head. A shrieking, buzzing noise drilling into my skull, filling up the space behind my eyes. I clutched my ears, screamed. Mark was thrashing beside me, hands gripping the steering wheel like it was the only thing keeping him here. The thing outside wasn't knocking anymore. It was humming. A deep, vibrating hum that slithered through my bones. The radio voice came back, but it was wrong now. Broken. We were never meant to hear it. My teeth clenched so hard I thought they'd crack. The streetlights outside flickered, but not like normal. Like they were warping. Like something was pressing against reality itself. And then, a new sound. A new voice. This one wasn't coming from the radio. It was coming from everywhere. A whisper. So quiet it made my eardrums itch. You should not be here. My breath hitched. Mark was shaking his head violently, muttering, "No, no, 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 no," under his breath like he was trying to drown it out. Then, the radio changed again. The robotic voice cut through the static. National emergency alert. Seek immediate shelter. The signal has been received. A new noise erupted from outside. Not a voice, not a knock, not even the humming. Something huge moving, like limbs unfolding, like 1,000 doors opening at once, like the world was about to tear in half. Mark suddenly grabbed my arm. His eyes were wide, bloodshot. "Dude," he whispered. I turned, and then, for the first time since this started, I really saw it. The sky. It was wrong. The stars were gone. Something else was up there. Something huge. Something that had been watching. Waiting. Mark choked on his breath. "Bro." His voice broke. The radio crackled one last time. Transmission complete. Then, the static stopped. The thing outside my window was gone. The power came back on. The stars were back in the sky. The world went normal, like it had never happened. Mark and I sat there, gasping for breath, shaking. Then, our phones buzzed. Both of us. A new emergency alert. We looked at the screen. It was blank. Just one sentence. Forget what you heard. Mark and I sat there staring at our phones. The words on the screen burned into my brain. Forget what you heard. I swallowed hard. My body felt wrong, like I had just woken up from a nightmare but hadn't fully left it. Mark was shaking his head. No fucking way. He tapped his phone like it would change something. Dude, where's the old alerts? The presidential one? The first emergency broadcast? I checked mine. They were gone. Every alert, every missed call, every text Mark had sent me about it. Like it had never happened. My stomach twisted. Dude, check Twitter. We both opened the app. Nothing. The trending page was normal. People were tweeting about basketball games, dumb viral videos, and some celebrity's new haircut. No emergency alert, no static, no voices at the door. I typed in keywords: emergency broadcast, national alert, weird knocking. Nothing. I checked my texts again, and that's when I saw it. Mark's last message was still there. Dude, where are you? You good? That was from earlier today, before this all started, like we had never spoken about it. I turned to Mark. His face was pale, his pupils tiny. He held up his phone. His last message to me? Bro, you watching the game tonight? I clenched my fists. Dude, we were just texting about this. He nodded slowly. Yeah, but the messages were gone. I swallowed the lump in my throat. Mark, what the fuck just happened? He didn't answer right away. He just stared out the windshield. The neighborhood was quiet, normal. Not a single trace of what we saw. Then he turned back to me. His voice was barely above a whisper. I think we heard something we weren't supposed to. A deep chill crawled up my spine. Then, why are we still here? He hesitated. Then slowly he turned his phone screen toward me. I felt my breath catch. There was one more alert. You were not chosen. The car was silent. Neither of us spoke. Neither of us moved. Then my phone vibrated one last time. An unknown number. A text. Go back to your lives. Say nothing. My chest felt tight, my heart pounded, and then all the messages disappeared, like they had never been there. Mark let out a long, shaky breath. Then he put the car in drive, and we left. Neither of us spoke the whole way home, but the whole time I kept thinking, we weren't chosen, but someone was, and wherever they were, they weren't coming back.